Hello everyone and welcome to my second attempt at doing Flosstube. My name's Sam, for anybody that didn't watch my first video. I did do one in probably July time, and then I just never did a second one. So for everybody that liked and subscribed and watched it, I'm really sorry, and I'm aiming to be a bit more consistent this year, but because it is January and because I've made so much progress, I decided that I wanted to do another WIP Parade, mainly from my own point of view, so I can see where I started and how much I've achieved within the last year, and so I can use it sort of in the summer or January next year, just to again keep it track of what I've done. So just a little bit about my background. So I started cross stitching in May, so I'm a really new cross stitcher, and I'm very new to this whole world of Flosstube, although I've watched hours and hours and many WIP parades this Christmas, like I'm sure many others have. I jumped straight in with full coverage HAED pieces, which is mental, but it's the ones that appealed to me the most, and I think I've got like 17 pieces that I've worked on, and all but 2 of those are all full coverage, so hopefully that is something that you're into. If not, then it's probably not going to be the video for you. Before I start showing you my WIPs, which I know is what most of you are going to be interested in, I just wanted to let you know what challenges that I'm doing this year. I did do WIPGO last year. I tried to start it in June time, just to rotate my pieces around really, but as soon as a piece came up that I didn't want to work on, I just said, oh no, I don't want to do that no more. So I very quickly fell off the wagon with that one. So I've done WIPGO again this year, but I've only inputted projects that I really want to achieve something on, whether it be a page finish or I want to get to a certain percentage, or that it's just one that I really enjoy working on. So that should give me the motivation to work on them. There's been 2 numbers called already, which is 2 and 19, I think. So I've made some progress on those, so I'll show you them later down the line. The other one that I'm doing is the Magical Stitches challenge. So this has a range of different challenges. There's some weekly challenges where a category will be chosen. So the first week was to work on your oldest WIP. Next week is newest WIP, and then I think there's one with the most colours in, and then what's the other one? Oh, the one that you've done the highest percentage on. So that's January's challenges, which is really exciting. And then there's a monthly challenge, which I'm enjoying the most. So that's got a set amount of stitches, but there's sort of tasks broken up into that, and it's done like a Cluedo game. So each task you complete, at the end of the month you will get a clue, and then you can try and solve the Cluedo at the end, or make a guess at the end of the month, which is, you know, just a bit of fun within that group, which is really good. There is a yearly challenge, which is insane. So I think it's for every state in America. It's 500 stitches for every stitchy shop there is. So some of them are like 50-odd thousand stitches for one state. But I've put my name down anyway. I'm in the group. Whether I'll get anywhere near that, I doubt it, but it's something to work towards, and I really like the group. They've got sort of Facebook Messenger groups where you can ask questions, or you can just have a bit of a chit chat and get to know people, which is quite nice. You know, I've not got many friends that are into cross stitch or craft things, so it's nice to meet like-minded people. So yeah, that's going really well. I've already done my first weekly challenge, and I'm about 2/3 way there of the monthly challenge, so yeah, I'm really enjoying that one. Something I've also been involved in is the Dizzy Stitchers Facebook group. Now that's not a challenge or anything, it's just more of a community. If anybody watches Darren, who's the Dizzy Stitcher on Flosstube, he mainly works on HAEDs and full coverage, and I really enjoy watching that. I've actually purchased quite a few of the patterns that he's doing on there. Just because again, it's quite motivational, and the people in that group are absolutely lovely. They're so encouraging and they're so friendly, and they all share their work no matter how little they've done on it. And the feedback's always great. Quite a few of them have got their own Flosstube videos, so it's quite nice to see what they're working on. So if you needed somebody to watch, I would definitely check out the Witchy Stitcher and like them on Facebook and join the group if you just wanted to be a part of that community, because they're really good. So I'm going to be showing you my WIPs now. I know that's what everybody's waiting for. So I'm going to be looking down quite a bit because I've got all the figures and the names of everything on my iPad. So do bear with me with that. But I know a lot of people like to know the numbers and percentages, because I know I do. And I've tried to print off the cover photos for everything, but if there's one missing, then I do apologise. And also I've not ironed anything because nothing's finished, so I kind of don't see the point. So apologise for that if they're a bit crumpled. I'm not really going to go through things like what needle minders I'm using and things like that. If you want to know them, please do ask. Just drop me a message and I will find that out, but I've not got that information to hand. There's quite a few project bags and I've made them all myself. Similarly, if you want to know where the fabric is from, most of them were from Etsy, or I bought quite a few of the fat quarters from Aldi, if anybody's in the UK. So yeah, if you want to know that, then please do just drop me a message. But I'll try and give you as much information that I've got to hand. So without further ado, let's start. So this is my first ever project I worked on, and this is Mini Little Red Riding Hood. This is a HAED project. This is by Anya Kai. This is going to be on 25 count. I don't actually know what fabric this is. I didn't write any of the earlier ones down. I'm doing this on using tent stitch, or the called for DMCs. I'm kind of parking on this one, part just cross country. I started parking in a 10 by 10 square, but I just wasn't enjoying it too much. Sorry about that, there was probably a bit of a blip there. My battery died, which is not very good. It did say it was full when I started, but anyway, so back to where I was. So this is my oldest WIP, Mini Little Red Riding Hood, which is a HAED project. So I'm using tent stitch on 25 count. I've since learned that that's not my favourite combination, and I do prefer gridded, but I do love it still, and I'm going to keep working on it. And this will come up in week 2 of the Magical Stitches challenge. So I went full in on this one. There's some cryonic and all sorts in there, but yeah, really enjoy it. So this one so far I've done 8,286 stitches, and this is on 11.8%. And this is my project bag for this one. So it's got mushrooms on the outside, and then I don't know if you can see that, little bears and foxes, so very autumny and foresty, that one. I'm gonna have to put them back in the bags, I'm afraid, otherwise I will have such a mess at the end. But I'll zip them all up at the end just so they're not crinkly. So my next one is not in a project bag, just because I've not got round to it yet. So this is Autumn, again another HAED project. So this one, I asked my other half to go through my HAED wish list and choose my second one, and this was the biggest one on there. So for my second HAED, this was just too much of a challenge. I think it was quite intimidating. So this is 525 stitches by 646, which is huge. And so this one I switched to 28 count gridded. I don't know what this one is. I should imagine it's even weave. I think I got it from Lakeside Needlecraft. This is what I've done so far. So I did do this one 10 stitch as well, and I did it using all the called for floss. It's not really picking up the colours very well in here. I've got quite a lot of glare from my lights. It's quite a bit of a brighter orange. It looks almost pink on there, but it's all bright oranges. This one I haven't touched in months. I don't think I've touched this probably since the summertime, and this one is not going to be on my WIPGO board. However, it might come up in the Magical Stitches, and that's absolutely fine. It's not one that really calls to me, to be honest, although I can appreciate the artwork and I do really like it. It's right when they say you should pick the ones that you absolutely love, because otherwise you're just not inclined to work on it. So this one I've done 5,935 stitches, which sounds a lot. However, it's only 1.75%. And I think one of the reasons why I'm not going to be working on this one is because I've changed how I pick patterns. I like to think of, would I want that up in my house? Would I want it in a frame? Would I want it to be turned into something? And this one, I just think it's far too big. I don't know where I would ever put it. So it's not a priority, but I'm not writing it off. I'm not UFOing it just yet. For anybody who doesn't know what that means, that's unfinished object. So it's still in there, but I'm not actively looking to work on it like I am on the others. So that's that one. And that's why it's not got a bag as well. Oh, I forgot to say I started that one in May of 21 as well. So this next one I started in August of 21, and this is, oh no, sorry, no I didn't. This was in May of 21 as well. This one was bought on Etsy. You can see the name there, and this is a Maleficent pattern, which again I really like the artwork, but because I think I didn't really know what I was looking at, I was so inexperienced, I just jumped in feet first. I didn't realise just how much dark colours they were going to be. So half of the pattern is black and 939. So this is what I've done so far, and doesn't look a lot, but that's 6,944 stitches, and that's 6.68%. Now again, this one is not going to be called up, and I think this is actually going to be a UFO, and the reason why is because I don't know if you'll be able to see if I bring it in really close. Can you see all the white in there? And that is because I was still, A, they're dark colours on white, and B, I was still figuring out my tension and my stitching technique. So I am going to UFO it, and it's quite a nice big piece of fabric, so I will be able to use that again. Whether I restart it in the future or not, I don't know. But if I did, I definitely wouldn't do it on 25 count. I'd be doing it on 28. But I think that might be one that would need to be full cross. And I don't really have the patience for full cross. It takes me too long. I like to see process within the project very quickly. So I'm going to UFO it for now, so it's not in any of my challenges. It won't be brought up even in the Magical Stitches, but I'm going to keep the pattern. I might restart it at some point in my lifetime. So that's that one. So the next one, so this is Not Your Alice. I'll just take the picture out. And this is by Thread Geeks. hopefully you can see that. I love this one. I still love it. I love the picture. If I was going through the website, I would pick it again. However, I've not worked on it too much, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. So I started this one in August of 21. This one is on 28 count, again non-gridded. I'm doing 10 stitch, and I think this should have been one, let me just see if it'll show up. I don't think it will. This should have been one that I probably should have started in the middle, I think. They're quite dark colours, and it's the same kind of dark leafy pattern. I don't know if you can see that there. So yeah, it's just not been too exciting working on that bit, and it's not the gridded, which I do prefer. But I think if I just worked in the middle, I probably wouldn't have finished all the background. But anyway, so I've not done a project bag for that one just yet. I'm looking for some nice Alice fabric, but I think I will come back to that one, and it's in my WIPGO. So if it's called, I will work on it, which I think the challenge for this one is 1,000 stitches, which will give it some real good progress. And it might come up in my magical stitches as well. I don't think I said. So I've done 2,891 stitches, which is 2.79%. So not too much, but still some progress. So my next one, when I sort of lost my stitchy bug in August time, this was all I worked on. And I've not got a cover picture for this one because it's a SAL, so they bring out a different part of the project every week, and I can't really show it you without showing you the pattern, so I can't show that, I'm afraid. But I'll show you where I am. Hopefully you can see this. So this is the Cryptid Cell by the Witchy Stitcher. I'm not up to date. I think I'm about 3 or 4 behind. I didn't finish, I think that's the Yeti that should have been in the bottom corner. There's Loch Ness. I've got one here, the Dover Demon, and I think there's something else, but I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This started in August 2021, and this is on a hand-dyed 14 count off Etsy. I'll see if I can bring them a bit closer just so you can see them a bit better. I did try doing my own coffee tea dyed, but again, it was my first attempt and I just did it way too dark, and I think I left it to sort of, well, I did like the boiling method in the pan, and I think I just left it in too long. It went really stiff, so it wouldn't have been comfortable to stitch on at all. So for this one, I've done all the called for DMCs. I can't really give you a percentage on that one because I couldn't get it to work on Pattern Keeper. Yeah, I'm about 3 or 4 squares behind. This is my project bag for this one. So little skeletons and flowers with just a pink insert. So this one is on my WIPGO board, and I think it's on there twice, and it's to finish a square. But I think if I do my challenges up to that point, up to earlier in the month, this will be the one that I try and catch up on. So that's that one. My next one, you will have seen all over Flosstube, I am sure. This is Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Amy Stewart. Another HAED pattern. Sorry, I couldn't speak then. This one, although it's still in the hoop, this one I don't think I'm going to continue. I pulled it out the other night for my magical stitches, and I thought it would be a good one to try and get some progress, and I didn't actually enjoy it. it's just a bit too confetti heavy for me, and again it's just it's too big. I'm never going to be able to put it anywhere. I originally thought I might be able to put it in my little girl's room. She's 2 now. I probably wouldn't get it finished until she was 18, so yeah, I think I'm going to UFO it. I've not put it on my WIPGO board, and I've got no inclination to stitch on it. I did that on 28 count 10th stitch. I've done 5,536 stitches on that one, which is 1.38%. So it's quite a lot to just chuck away, but yeah, I don't think I'll ever stitch on it. And the fabric, it just goes on forever. I could do another 3 projects out of that one. It's so thick, it's actually split my project bag, which just kind of shows you how rubbish my sewing skills are. I only got my sewing machine this year as well, so that was a new sorry, I'm looking at the screen rather than the camera. That was a new project for me as well, a new hobby to try and learn. So this one, I did it as a Disney project bag, so it's got all the different Disney silhouettes on, and then I think this is from Sleeping Beauty, and they were the Disney fat quarters that you can get from Aldi. They're really cheap and quite reasonable, to be honest. If you can get hold of them, they tend to go really quick. So yeah, I'm a little bit sad about that one, but I think it's the right thing to do. So my next one, this one I started, where is it? In September. So this is when I started getting my stitchy book back, and this is Mini Witching Hour. Sorry, the glare is really bad. Mini Witching Hour by Lisa Parker, charted by HAED. And I was getting in, because I've been working on my cryptid, I was getting in the Halloween swinger things, and because this is all block colours, it worked up really quickly. So I got all the clouds done. Sorry, let me just fold that over. So I got the clouds done here, the moon, and then part of the curtain, and then this is going into the cat here down at the bottom, which is where all the confetti starts. I worked on that quite consistently for probably a couple of weeks, I think. Every spare minute I had, I was just stitching away, and that's quite a good one actually if like when my little one is doing something but she don't want to play with me, I can kind of just do that in the background because I don't really need to count because it is just big blocks of colour. So that one is on 28 count even weave. I've done 17,277 stitches, and that's at 23.35%. So this is the one that will come out from our Magical Stitches challenge for the project that's got the highest percentage. And it's on my WIPGO board twice. I would like to get probably to about 50% by the end of the year. But now it's getting into confetti, it's not quite as easy. But we'll see. Anyway, I still want to keep working on it. So this is my project bag for this one. So it's little black Halloween kitties. And then it's just got plain black insert. So that one. My next one is a small. I don't know how well I'll be able to show you this one actually, because I'll just fold it over. This is Pumpkin Spice by the Witchy Stitcher. I started this one in September as well while I was getting ready for the Halloween season. This one is not on Pattern Keeper either, just because I couldn't get it to work. Oh sorry, there's a big thread on that one. And this is some hand-dyed fabric that I got off Etsy, which is different sort of like turquoise and orange, which I thought would look quite nice with the pumpkins. I've not done too much on this one. This one was going to be my one that I take to work and like work on my lunch. But yeah, once I got working on Pattern Keeper, it just, the paper patterns just don't really appeal to me. But I will still keep working on this one. I've put it on my WIPGO board once, and I do want to finish it, and that's what the goal is there. So I've just got the background to work on both sides and then the writing. Because it is on 14 count, I did have to use 3 strands of black, so it is using up quite a lot of DMC. So I might subsidise some of my cheaper CXC, is it, threads, just so I'm not using up all my DMC. But yeah, it's looking really cool actually, and I think if I can find sort of a bit of a black gothic-y frame, it will look fab. So yeah, I'm going to keep working on that one. So this is my project bag for this one. Some skulls and roses, and then black and white stripes. So really like that one. So yeah, I think I'm probably about, I don't know, I think I'm over a quarter of the way on that one. So that one should be a finish by the end of the year, I'm hoping. So my next one is Mini Halloween Hannah by Sheena Pike. So when this is no longer, this is a HAED pattern, but it's no longer on HAED, and when it came up on the HAED Facebook page that the patterns were going, I quickly went on and got this one because it was in my wish list and it's been in for a long time. The thing that sort of I wasn't sure of is it's not actually a full coverage, because all of this area here and this, and obviously around here, is not stitched. So I went online and tried to find some kind of Halloween fabric that I thought wasn't going to clash. I originally thought sort of purples and oranges, but obviously that was going to not work well. So I got this green. This is 28 count, no, not 28, this is 18 count Zygot. It's some kind of green, I don't know the exact colour, so sorry about that. This is the first sort of full coverage-ish that I did full cross, and I just don't really like it. So I think this is going to be a UFO for now and a restart at a later date. And because there's only such a small amount done, so on this one there is 667 stitches, which is only 1%. And I think it was originally at sort of 0.8%, and I did the stitches just to get it to 1% the other day, and I just didn't enjoy it, and I don't like what it looks like. So I'm going to scrap that, and I'm going to use the fabric for something else. So this is going to be a UFO, but I think it is going to be a restart for a later date. But I will show you my project bag for this one for any Harry Potter fans. So this is my Quidditch fabric and the Harry Potter glasses and lightning bolts on the inside. Again, I think they were from one of the Aldi packs, so you can get some really funky ones. So next, where am I at? So the next one was this one's not in a bag, so sorry for the rustling for anybody that's got headphones on. This one is an Etsy pattern, and I think this is like Patterns by Maria, or I think, has it got it on there? Oh, Cute Patterns by Maria. So she's got a house for every season. Autumn is my favourite season, which you probably guessed by all the Halloween things. I didn't even attempt to put this one on Pattern Keeper for some reason. This was my next one that was going to be my work project. But but I didn't do very much. So where was I with this one? So I started this one in October. Oh, and this one's not on Pattern Keeper either. I started this one on a 16 count Aida, and it says it's cloud grey. It's actually quite, I don't think it'll show up, but it's a sparkly one, this one. I don't think you'll be able to, oh yeah, you can kind of see the sparkle. So I thought when it's stitched that would look quite nice as the sky. Now this is, I still think this is really beautiful. I started back stitching as I went. Yeah, so I will keep going with this. I just want to try and get it to work in Pattern Keeper, even if the back stitch doesn't. So yeah, I really like that one. I think I only worked on that one for one day, but it's in WIPGO and I will keep working on it. And I've not got, I'm just going to leave that one to one side actually. I've not got a project bag for that one, so I need to do that. Oh, my pile's falling over. So my next one is Mini Afternoon Tea by Randall Spangler, sorry. And I started this one in November. I started quite a few in November, to be honest. This one is on 28 count gridded even weave. So when I first, I don't know if you can see that very well. So when I first got this, I worked on it for just sort of this border bit here. And then when I realised how much black and 939 there was, I just thought it was going to be the Maleficent one all over again. And I put it to one side and I didn't work on it for the longest time. Just noticing there's a bit of a pull there. So yeah, and then for the Magical Stitches challenge, I came back to it and I just really enjoyed working on it. Let me just see if I can switch the light over a bit. So yeah, it actually looks really nice. So I think I've done, how many? I think I've done sort of well over 1,000 stitches on this one. Oh yeah, I've done 2,000 stitches on this one for the challenge. So this one is now 5,103 stitches, which is 6%. I don't know if I said it, but I'm doing the 10th stitch with all the call for DMCs on this one. So yeah, this one is almost a page finish. I think maybe here is the page finish, or maybe two blocks. So I wanted to try and get to a page finish by the end of the month, but that might be a bit too yeah, a bit too much of a challenge, because I have started other projects since then. So I'll just pop this back in the bag. So this is my project bag for this one. This is part of the Harry Potter fat quarters that I got from Aldi again. And on, oh, I shouldn't have put it in. On the inside, it's got, I don't know if you can see that, it's got chocolate frogs. So yeah, I really like that one. Not the neatest of bag, that one, but I like it, so I'm going to keep using it. So my next one, this is another Heaven and Earth design. I'm just going to show you the name because I don't know how to say it. This is my only max colour, and this, even though it's a mini, it's still a max colour, and this is by Melanie Dellen. This one I did quite a bit of progress in a short amount of time. Oh sorry, there's a stray thread there. So this is on 28 count even weave, doing the 10th stitch again. You can't really see it, but oh, there you go. There's actually loads of confetti stitches within there. You can see it better close up. Don't think, yeah, you can't see it from far away. So that's where the max colour comes in. So on this one I did 4,294 stitches, which is 4.5%, and this one is going to come up at the end of the month for the one with the most colours in on my Magical Stitches challenge. And this is my project bag for this one. Cute little foxes and mushrooms, and I got this one on Etsy. And then I think my other half's mum actually gave me some of this spare fabric. She's quite into crafting, so this is just like a yellowy orange polka dot, which I think goes quite well with that. So that's autumn colours. My next one is another HAED pattern, and this is cozy winter evening. This is quite a new artist actually on HAED. I think she's only got 3 patterns out. I only worked on this one for a day, I think. So this one is on 28 count even weave, tent stitch again. Most of mine are tent stitch, all call for colours, and on this one I only did 952 stitches, which is 1.2% on that one. She is going to be worked on. Again, I should have probably started in the main colour and maybe chopped, I don't know, some of this top off. I don't know. But it's just not calling to me at the moment, but I will come back to it. So my next one, can't get it out. So the next one is another Heaven and Earth Designs. I started this one in December, and I saw this one on Darren the Dizzy Stitchers Flosstube. I've never done an ornament piece before, but I really liked it. I really like deer and reindeer, so yeah, it did call to me. And this one is by Donna Gelsinger. So just to give you a bit of an idea, so the big ones, like the autumn one, is 340,000 stitches. A lot of the minis are around 70,000 stitches, and this ornament piece is 39,000 stitches, so it's quite a bit smaller than the other ones. So I've done this on, what have I done this one on? 28 count, but if you did it on 25 count, it's saying it would only be 9 by 9 stitches, 9 by 9 inches, so it's not too big. And I apologise because there's loads of parked threads in this one because it's quite confetti heavy. So this is where I've got to. I'm doing tent stitch, and I'm just going to see if I can get in just to show you the colours on those antlers, because it's yeah, it's stunning, this one. I really like it, and I got loads of sort of likes and responses on Instagram about this one. So I've just sort of nearly done the Christmas tree, and now I'm working down to the presents, and you can see the shape coming together. I'm wanting to make this into sort of a bit of an ornament at Christmas time. I would like this to be finished by next Christmas, but who knows. So this one, where am I? So this one I've done 6,967 stitches, and this one was a start, a new start right at the end of December. And this one has come up in my Magical Stitches already, so this was my newest WIP. So I did 400 stitches for that. But yeah, I'm going to keep working on this. It's just yeah, really confetti heavy, which is why I've got those parked stitches there. Parked threads even, I'm losing it. So I'll show you my project bag for this one. And apologies if you're not interested in the project bags, I just really like them. So this was some fabric that I got off Etsy, which has got all different deer and trees in it and little foxes. And then, although I've got all bits of thread all over it. It's just a pink insert. So yeah, that's one of my favourite bags, that one. And I am getting better as I'm going along. So the next one is a really new start. I think I didn't mention it at the beginning, but I'm in the GeckoRougue Gold Club. So you pay, I think it's £10 a month, and then every 6 months you get a voucher. And then like for Christmas they send a £10 off or £10 voucher to use against a kit. So I got this one. My boyfriend, fiance Ryan, is really into gaming, and he does like a lot of the retro games. We were playing on the Switch. He got the Mario Kart game that we were all playing on Christmas Day. We went to Scotland for Christmas with Ryan's parents and our little girl, and it was really fun playing the game with his parents who were in their 50s and never really, well, his dad has, but his mum's never really used a controller before, so that was really fun. So yeah, you got like the Mario in, I called him Link and I got into trouble. No, I called him Zelda, sorry, and it's Link, so I got into trouble for that. And then this is supposed to be Sonic, so, and the Tetris pieces. So yeah, I really liked this. This was one of their cheapest kits. They're quite expensive because they come with the fabric, the DMC threads and the pattern. You can't buy these just the PDF like you would do from HAED. You have to buy the full kit for these. I did get the paper chart as well, but I'll never use the paper chart because it works really well on Pattern Keeper. So this is where I am. I chose, I got the matching needle minder as well, which is actually a really good reference while you're stitching, so you can see what you're working on. There's loads of this blue, I can't even remember what colour it is now, but there's loads of blue in the background, and then these little tiny white stars. I don't know if you can see those. Fully completed. The orange Tetris piece, and this is pretty much where the page finishes as well, and then at the end of the blue one it is where the page finishes, so I'm not too far off doing a page finish. And because it is pretty much 3 colours the background, it does work up really quickly. So yeah, I started this one in December, about the same time as I started the ornament one actually. And this one has had 3,818 stitches, and this is 6.95%. So I'm hoping to get at least halfway on this one because it should be a fairly quick stitch. Yeah, Link's head is just about here, so I'm quite excited to get into that one, and then I'll get more of an idea of just how much confetti is in this one, and then I'll know realistically how quickly it'll go. But at the minute I'm really liking it. Yeah, and these look really cool. So that's that one. For anybody who's not had a GeckoRougue kit before, I'll just show you what you get. So they don't actually tell you the DMC colours. They just tell you sort of the chart symbol, and they send it all. Oh god, that's really messy. Really messy. It's been bunged in the bag. So they just have all the symbols on, and then all the different colours, and you kind of just work from those. You can choose what count fabric you want to work on. They do 14 right up to 28 count. Yeah, so I think when you work it out, sort of, if you bought all the call for thread and the fabric, it's reasonably priced. And you can see all the background thread, so that will be the big bulk of it. So yeah, I've got some more GeckoRougue kits, so I'll show you those in a short while. This is my project bag. This is probably the most expensive piece of fabric I bought. I'm sure this was about £6 or £7 for a fat quarter. but I just needed to have a special project bag, and once I'm finished with it, Ryan will probably use it just to keep some bits and bobs in. I just did red on the inside with a red zip. So yeah, that's that one. Just put all these in here. For anybody who's wanting to make their own project bags, I actually saw it originally on Evelyn Across the Pond, which is like Cross the Ponds Flosstube. She was making them there. And I can't remember the lady that she originally said, although I've watched loads of her Flosstubes, but it's linked on there anyway if you're interested in making your own. I'm rubbish on the sewing machine. I think I've managed to make one dress for my little girl successfully, and everything else has been a disaster. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. So it's worth giving it a try. And I think project bags go for about £20–25 in the UK on Etsy, depending on the size, and they probably cost me about, depending on sort of the fabric, probably about £8 to make, and that's with the vinyl, the zips, everything. So they're a lot cheaper if you can make them yourself, and they're fun too. So I'm almost at the end of my WIPs. So the next one, I can't show you a cover picture because that is the pattern, but I'll show it you on my phone. So for Christmas, as a part of my Christmas present, Ryan said to me, what do you want? And I asked him to get me some cross stitch patterns. So he went through my Etsy, and he really liked the soda stitch ones, which, if you're not familiar with those, they kind of look like Chunky Baby kind of things. And there was loads of Disney ones. We're huge on Disney in this house. We go to Disney all the time. Well, pre-COVID we went to Disney all the time. We used to have annual passes, so it's quite a big part of our lives. And I just liked these patterns. I thought they'd look quite nice in like a series on the wall in my little girl's bedroom or something. So this was, oh, and of course you're not going to be able to see that at all because of the light. Oh, there we go. So this is the Peter Pan one. This is one of, I think he bought me like 6 of these, and then he bought me a Harry Potter one by a different designer. So yeah, this is the one, my newest start of these ones. So let me just put that light back up. So I'll show you where I am. This is a hand-dyed fabric I got off Etsy, and it's, I don't know if you'll be able to see that very well, but it's like a rainbow colour, so it's like pinks and greens and bits of blue in the middle. I thought that would work quite well. I got this one to work in Pattern Keeper other than the back stitch, so I'm quite happy about that. I love this bit. The Narnia bit looks, Narnia, my goodness, go to bed Sam. The Neverland bit looks awesome. When the back stitch went in, it just really popped. Yeah, and I'll try and put my, I'm not very good with computers, but Ryan will help me. I'll try and put my Instagram on. I put photos on, I think, of these 2 end bits sort of before I put the back stitch in, and it just really shows you what difference it makes. The little teddy bear, I don't know if you'll be able to see that very well, but his face on there is really cute. So this one is, I'm calling it a small, but it's actually not that small. So this has got 6,967 stitches. No, that is wrong. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. This one has got 6,961 stitches, and I've done 2,269 stitches. So I'm about a third way through with that one. I used this on the magical stitches. I did 1,000 stitches on this one to achieve one of the goals. So 1,000 stitches was pretty much all of this and maybe half of this, definitely this and some of this. So yeah, it was it was quite a lot. I'm doing this full cross, so it takes me a long time as well. I'm really slow at doing full cross, but to say it's on 14 count, I think it looks great. I really like it, and it's quite small. I've seen a few people turn these sort of into like panels on cushions, so yeah, that might be an option. The only concern of mine is that if my sewing skills are not up to scratch and I mess it up. So I don't know if I said the percentage on that one actually. I'm 31.1% on that, so yeah, about a third of the way. And I'm not doing the call for floss on this one. I did a bit of a de-stash, so I just went onto one of the thread comparison websites and found my closest one. I wanted it to be, I mean, I bought the fabric. That wasn't very expensive. I think it was about £4 from Etsy. It's not a very big piece. So I bought the fabric, but the floss was everything that I already had. And I made a project bag for this one. Again, these were the fat quarters from Aldi. So that's a Tinkerbell one. And then, sorry about all the mess on the inside, but this is a Tinkerbell on the inside as well. So that is that one. So, last WIP. This one I started about 3 days, was it 3 days ago? I started this on the 3rd of January, so this was kind of like my new year, new start. I found this on Etsy and I immediately bought it and I immediately started it. And I've actually messaged the designer to see if she will do any more. So this was the original photo that I saw. I think it came up on Pinterest actually, and then I followed the link and it took me to her Etsy page. So will you be able to see up there? It's Mrs. No, it's not on there. I've got it on here. It's Mrs. Peggotty Arts, it's called. And yeah, she just does really cool designs. On Etsy, the most of her items are actually colouring pages, so you can just buy this an outline and colour it in, but she's just got a few that are turned into cross stitch pieces, and they're all to do with literature. So there's Pride and Prejudice, so Elizabeth and Darcy. There's Mary Poppins, which is on my wish list. What else is there? There's Jane Eyre. There's some, if anybody watched Anne with an E, there's quite a few Anne of Green Gables ones, which there's one that I really like of that. She's got quite a few. I'd probably say maybe about 15-20, so I will be buying more. And this is the mock-up, which as you can see looks pretty much like the original artwork. It looks great, so I'm really excited about this one. And this one works on Pattern Keeper as well, which is always a bit of a worry, I think, when you buy them off Etsy, just because you never know. So it did say on this one to do it on 14 count, and it's measuring sort of 10 by 13 inches. But I've done it on 18 count Aida, so just plain white Aida, so it's going to be a little bit smaller than that. But look at those colours. So I've nearly done a page, so this is the end of the page, so it'll kind of go here. This is the start. I'll just show you this again. This is where the little bird comes in. Yeah, and I really, really like this one. I've not been able to stop working on it. This has now become my home piece, my work piece. Yeah, it's fantastic. So I'm doing this full cross, and they're not the call for colours. Again, I just did the thread comparison and found what I had in my stash. I'm trying not to spend too much money with it being after Christmas. Especially with us being on holiday, we've spent a fortune. So yeah, but I love it. So I'll keep working on this one. I've done, let me get this right, I think I've done 1,000 stitches on this for the magical stitches so far, and I'm working towards it being 2,000, and this is the 3rd monthly task, so that'll be that complete. This was also culled on the WIPGO board. So this was number 2. I forgot to say the Afternoon Tea by Randall Spangler is the second number, so I've not done that yet. So this is so I actually need to do probably another 1500 stitches in this to get my target, which is no concern. I will happily do that. So this one has got a total of 28,077 stitches, so it's full coverage. It's just not as big as the other ones. It's just a bit smaller than the ornament one. And I've done 1,624 stitches, which takes it to 5.7%, and I love it. I might have said that once or twice. So this is my bag. I didn't have any Alice in Wonderland fabric, which is not like me at all. So because I knew I was going to do the Mary Poppins one at some point, I just did it in Mary Poppins fabric. And again, this is from Alka, and I really like it. That's the inside. So yeah, that is all my WIPs. I feel like I've been talking forever. When I've crumpled all that up, I'll put that in the bag later. So what did I want to talk about next? So the next thing, oh no, sorry, I did have another WIP. I've got like a little spreadsheet that I keep track of everything and my stitches and what I'm working on each day. I did for one day in December decide I wanted to work on this, which again I've seen loads on Instagram. And I'm part of the Stitcher monthly, quarterly subscription. I think it's £10 a quarter, and it gives you every PDF of the magazine. So I really like it, but I didn't realise how big it was. And I don't know why it didn't register, because I bought the fabric, and the fabric is massive. Sorry, it's still in the hoop. Yeah, it's massive. And I think this is, I think this is 14 count. Does it say it anywhere? Yeah, 14 count. So I probably should have done it on 18, but I liked it because it looks like snow and it's sparkly. But all I did was I did one present and a bit of leaves, and I messed that up, so I had to frog that anyway and redo it. And I've not even finished the penguin. So I've not put this on anything. It's not on my WIPGO board, but I may come back to it. I didn't do any of the call for colours. I just did it from stash, what I thought would look nice. But yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with that one. It's going to be massive, and it's probably going to take me until next Christmas to finish it. So I might come back to that, or I might start it on a smaller piece and do something else on that one. So, and the next thing is my, what is that one? My one and only finish of the year. And that's right, one finish. But it was a finish. I started this in December. So when Ryan bought me the soda stitch patterns, I worked on one straight away, and I think I finished it within a week. Yeah, I think it was within a week, or maybe just over. I don't know what the pattern count is because I didn't realise it worked in Pattern Keeper. So this is the Nutcracker. I'll show you it best I can. All the back stitch was quite heavy, especially in the Nutcracker man. I love the little fairy and the mouse. Yeah, and I love it. This is similar to the fabric I've just shown you. Actually, this is does it? This got it on. I think this is, it's a 14 count anyway, and this is a grey sort of sparkly one again that I got off Etsy ages ago, and it's just been sat in my stash. I mean, look at that, that looks great. So I was going to originally turn this into a cushion, and I ordered some fabric. It took forever to come off Etsy. In fact, I had to message her because it had still not come by the time we went on holiday, and I think that had taken about 3 weeks to come, and it was from a UK supplier as well. So yeah, I've got it anyway, but now it's come after all that palaver, I don't think I like it. So this was going to be the cushion fabric. It's little nutcracker, very pretty, but I don't think it really goes because there's not that many blues in there, and I don't think it goes. I think if I'd done this on a light blue rather than grey, it would have looked really nice. So anyway, I didn't do that, and that's why it's not a fully finished object. On a whim, I bought this off Etsy, which is some really thick nutcracker ribbon. Oh yeah, you can see it there, quite nice. Which is more expensive than I dare to say. So what I thought I could do was put this in a frame and then maybe do like a fancy bow thing at the top. But I've still not decided, which is why it's been sat like that on my side in my craft room for a good few weeks. So it will be a fully finished, I can't speak, a fully finished object, but just not quite yet. So that's that one. So my next thing that I'm going to show you is some fully kitted up kits that I've got from GeckoRougue. So the first one I got, which was my first ever GeckoRougue kit. When did I get this? Probably September time. You will have probably seen this one. Medusa Doll Maker is, ooh, that looks a bit funny, is one of my favouriteest artists on their website. And this was the cheapest, one of the cheapest ones, because, you know, saving them pennies. And I saw somebody that had done this on Instagram, and it did blow me away. She'd done a fantastic job, and I really liked it. And I thought this would look great, probably in the kitchen or next to the bookshelf or something. So I went and bought it, my first one, and then shortly afterwards I started the Gold Club. I did actually make a start on this one, but it's going to be a restart. I don't even know how many I did. So I started in the middle. You probably can't even see it because it's most of the white stitches. I want to say I probably did about, I don't know, maybe about 300, so not too much. But I went really wrong here in the white, and I tried to fudge it rather than frogging it, and I just made it even worse. So it is going to be a restart. I'm going to pull all these threads out. I don't think it'll take too long, and the fabric won't be ruined. They give you the fabric and there's excess, but because I've started banging the middle, I will need to frog. I also got the matching needle minder, I don't know if you can see that, and they send you a needle as well. So that one is definitely going to be a restart this year. On my WIPGO board I've got, is it one or two GeckoRougue starts, and that's to start one of my kitted up projects. I did actually make a bag for this one in preparation of starting it last year, but I just never did. I don't know why I didn't get around to it. I think it's just because the thought of frogging before you start something is just a bit daunting, so I should probably just do that one night before I go to bed or something. But this one is my project bag for this. I just think it's stunning, and it actually goes really well with the pattern. And then I just did like a plain dark green on the inside and the purple zip. And there's all the mass of threads that comes with that. So that is that one. So sorry, I've not got any of the like total stitches or anything for these, because they're yeah, they're not in my spreadsheets yet. So the next one I did through GeckoRougue was the what was it called, the Halloween surprise kit. I think it was called the Boo kit. So every season you can pay to get a limited edition kit that is sent to you. Sometimes you know what artist it is, but most of the time you don't. So for the Halloween ones you don't, and yeah, you pay sort of, I don't know, is it like £60 to £80 depending on the size of it, and you get it as a surprise. So I got this one for Halloween. Sorry, it's still in the wrapper, so it's a bit shiny. I've not even unpackaged it. You get it in like a bit of a gift bag, and they send you all little treats with it. I think I got like a mini wind up Dracula and a bat ornament and maybe some candy and things. I don't know, there was lots of cute little things in it. I don't know what to say about this one. I was initially really disappointed. Seahorses are not my thing. I quite like the skulls and the other bits. Yeah. But I think the more I look at it, the more it grows on me. But I don't know if I'd ever want to put it anywhere. And that's why it's not been opened yet. So I'm on the fence. I feel sad if I sold it, because it was my first surprise kit, and it was my first one on the club. But yeah, I don't know if it's me. And I usually like really gothic-y things, but this one is just not immediately calling to me. And when I looked at the other pieces by the artist, she's got some fantastic pieces. A lot of like dragons and fantasy things, really gothic. But yeah, seahorses, not my thing. But I might get round to it. I might surprise myself. And sometimes I think they look better when they're stitched up than they do just on the mock-up anyway. So you may see it, you may not, but that's that one. And the next ones I did was the Ho 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 kits at Christmas. So I think there was either 4 or 5 artists, and you could pick them all if you wanted to. You could pick one, however many you wanted to pay for, and then they were sent through early. Again, they came with a Christmas bag with lots of goodies and treats in. There was like some Christmas decorations. I got some like nutcracker ones, and there's some gold coins. I got this sparkly pen in one of them. Just lots of little bits and bobs anyway. Yeah, and I got 2 kits, and then on Christmas Day, I think it was Christmas Day, you got emailed the PDFs, so you could start them. I think I've got the paper copies as well, but yeah, I won't ever use the paper. So this is the first one. So Leslie D. Mackenzie, and it's a fancy robin. And I got the little needle minders with them as well. So it's a little needle minder, which is the exact sort of artwork. I quite like this one. It might be quite nice to sort of put up at Christmas. So I think I will work on this one. The colours are quite nice. It's never one that I would have chosen, but I'm not sort of disappointed with it either. I think that's the thing when it's a surprise one. I never know what to expect, but then I'm also a bit like, £60–70 for one that I wouldn't have chosen. Should I have done that? But I've committed. And then the last one I've got kitted up is this one. This is not my style at all. This one is about Joe Grundy. But I actually do like this. I don't know what I'd ever do with it, where I would put it, frame it, whatever. But yeah, it's quite nice. I don't like the thought of stitching all that white, but I think I will get round to it at some point. You can see from the threads there's not actually, there's quite a lot of dark colours in there as well, and not too many whites. I think they're all this kind of like just off grey ones, so it might not be too bad. So yeah, they are my kits. I've got a little bit of haul this week, not much. So I keep seeing people using variegated floss. It's not something I've ever used before, and I saw a lady on Etsy that was hand dyeing them, and I just really liked the colours. Now what I thought was, when I do my next, where have I put it, my next soda stitch, they've all got this kind of like framework. So what I thought I could do is next time use some variegated floss just to make it pop a bit more. So yeah, so I did get some floss, all different colours. And these actually came from Russia, and they took a long time to come, but it was worth it. And she sent me a little note card and a little notebook as well, which was really nice. What's her Etsy? So it's Alco Macrame Master. Don't know if I've said that right. So yeah, they feel great quality, and I'm really excited to use those. So hopefully you'll see those in another project. So just quickly, my battery's flashing at me, so it might go. It's not lasting very long, this battery, is it? So my plans for the next starts, I'll just show you. These are all the projects I've bought this last year, and most of them are not even the pattern, they're just like 1 page wide. And I've got all my cross stitcher ones that I printed off from the magazines that I think I might want to do in the future. So that should keep me busy for a while. But this is the one. Sorry, battery died again. Thankfully I've got 3 batteries. So yeah, this is the pattern that Ryan got me. This was his favourite. And this is a Hogwarts one. Does it say who did this? So this is her name. Oh, you're not going to be able to see that very well. It was from Etsy, so if you're interested, if it's something that you think you might want to stitch on yourself, then please just drop me a message and I will I'll tell you who it's by. So this is quite a large piece. This is 11.5 inches, and this has got blends, back stitching, all sorts in there. So this is going to be quite a challenge. This might be patterns by Maria again, I'm not sure. So yeah, that is one of my upcoming starts I think I'm going to do. I've got loads of CXC thread, and I kind of want to just experiment of how it differs to DMC. I spent, how much was it, maybe £50–60 on 150 threads on Amazon. Was it 150 or 200? There was a lot anyway. I've got it in a massive shopping bag, just all mixed in. So I want to give those a try. I don't want that to be just some wasted money. I have got a bit of a stash of DMC, not loads. I didn't know whether I should just invest and buy the whole lot, maybe for my birthday or birthday and Christmas next year. But if the others work just the same, even if it's just not on my HAEDs or my full coverage, just doing on pieces like this, I think it's worth doing, just because it is going to save a lot of money. So I'm going to give that a try. So I will try and update you on that and see how it goes. And what other things have I got planned? So once I finish the Mad Hatter, I will do another one of hers. Either Mary Poppins or excuse me, or one of her new ones that she's going to put up, because she's given me an inkling. So there's a Secret Garden one, another Anne with an E, where she's got the hat on with the flowers. I can't wait to see what that one looks like. And then there's another one that's from a book that I've not read, but it's another classical book, and the image that she's shown me looks fantastic, so that might be one, but we'll see. And then I'm going to try and keep a soda stitch one going at the same time. I don't think I've got where are they? I don't think I'll have a photo to show you, because it is just the pattern. But the next one I want to do is the Beauty and the Beast one. I've got some big packs of 18 count Aida that were really cheap off Amazon when I first started cross stitching, and then I've never used them. It is a little bit stiff, but I actually don't mind that. That's what I'm doing the Mad Hatter on. So I think I might try and dye some of that just to see how it works, just again rather than spending, but we'll see. I did sign up for a fabric club. I don't know why I did it, but I did. So I paid for that in December, and I should get the first one in January. So more money than sense sometimes. But when that comes through, that might end up being suitable. But again, it's like a surprise kit. She sends you through some hand-dyed fabric. You don't know. I think I said Aida rather than linen, because I've never stitched on linen, but that might be something I explore this year. So yeah, it's going to be Aida, so 14 or 18 or 20 count, I think she said, and it'll be hand dyed. So that will be exciting to see what comes in that, and again I'll keep you updated. And I think that is it. My floor now looks like my craft room has exploded, so I'm going to go and tidy that up, and I'm going to get a coffee because I've talked way too much. I just want to thank everybody that is sticking around, stuck around this long. I think it probably is going to be a long one, so I do appreciate it. I'm very new to it, so if you think I've done an alright job, then please give me a like. A subscribe would be great, and if you've got any questions, feedback, please do let me know. I'm going to try and do one every 2 to 4 weeks. I'm not going to say it's going to be weekly, because it's probably not. With a 2-year-old that only goes to bedtime, proper bedtime once a week, it's just not going to happen. So yeah, 2 to 4 weeks I think is reasonable, and that gives me enough time to build up enough to show you anyway. I will link my Instagram. I do pretty much daily updates on what I've been working on there anyway, so please drop by and give me a follow on there. And again, thank you very much, and I will see you all soon. Bye.